Okay. Um, Fred's throwing a lot of tude today, but we are making progress. Today, and I didn't get bitten today, although if I wasn't paying attention, I probably would have. There he goes. um, but today, it's been a kind of a wet and damp day, so it's darker. And I think he's kind of taken his cues from the brightness and maybe thinking it's a little bit later than it actually is. It's only, yeah, it's still not 3 o'clock. It's got a couple of minutes, and then it would have been about time to put him away anyway. But he's been in there for a few more minutes because he was throwing major tude. He came out fine because, well, I made sure to make no mistake and I held my hand out so that he needed to walk to it, making it very clear that he could say no. So he walked to it and he rode over to the play tree pretty nicely. But then, because it's a little bit darker, he started saying night night and acting like he wanted to go back a bit early. Rawr, rawr, rawr. So, because he started screaming, I thought, well, okay, I'll walk away. I'll tell him that screaming equals me leaving. Trouble is, that might have been what he wanted. It wasn't. He just wanted to go back really badly. So when I left, he tried to fly back to his cage. Didn't make it. I came back because he flew and eventually found him on the floor over by the cockatiel cages. Well, he climbed across Petrie's cage, but didn't really come. I thought he was just going to climb down, go inside of his own cage, proving beyond any doubt, that that's what he wanted. But, like I say, he got to Petrie's cage, he stepped on his own cage, and then turned around and went back onto Petrie's cage. He apparently knows where his cage is, but doesn't necessarily know how to get into it on his own. So, I put my hand up there and well, first I pulled my sleeve over my hand because I thought he might bite. Well, that made him back away. So I said, okay, I pulled my sleeve out of my hand. Okay. It's funny. We'll leave it. And I put my hand up there normally. He didn't want anything to do with it. So I thought, okay, rather than, pushing him, I'll put the stick over there and kind of demand that he gets on the stick. He'll probably bite the stick. This is, a little thing. He doesn't bite the stick because it's the stick, but he will bite it if he's agitated. Kind of like he won't bite me just to bite me, but if he has a reason, he will. So I got the stick thinking the stick would probably get bitten, just like I would get bitten if I demanded that he stepped up on my hand. So I demanded that he stepped up on the stick because he's got to go back to his cage. And he stepped up on the stick. It wasn't until he was in his cage that he bit it, but he did bite it because he didn't want up on the food. He wanted over on that perch. So I put him over there. And before getting off the stick, he bit it. Just, yeah. Bit it and then got off. Just like saying, I'm not happy. Every time I laugh. So, yeah. He's throwing major tube. It's still not 3 o'clock. But I handled his attitude correctly today. Not really by making a video, because that's just making things worse. He doesn't like the phone. But I would say not getting bit is kind of handling it correctly. So that was an interesting one. And we didn't really end on a good note like you should. I know he left. The bottom of the cage looks worse than it really is. That's why I don't like showing the bottom of the cages. I really do need to get new cages, though. These 2 cages for the larger parrots. Yeah, that is funny, because Petrie's not really a larger parrot. And neither are you, really. But, yeah. After cleaning those grates, I decided that they need new cages nearly as bad as Sushi does. But new cages for these guys runs up over $1,000. Especially if I want to get bigger ones, which I do. So, yeah. I think I'll be on the lookout for cages, but the trouble with looking on Marketplace or something like that is I may go look at a cage that's no better than the cages I've got. So, while I will start looking for new cages, yeah, they probably won't get the first cage that becomes available because it won't be good enough. These cages look like they're about 40 years old, really, the design of them. I mean, these cages were being built when I was helping a lady with her breeding project. So, yeah, this style is very old, and they're starting. I mean, there's not really a lot of rust in any major areas. I might take the... Now he's getting really pissed. Let's focus on Petrie. I might take the bottom grates out and see if I can live without them. And that will eliminate most of the rust right there. Because it's the feces building up on the grates that have rusted them. So, yeah. Gonna start looking for new cages for everybody but Richard. Because he got one just before coming here. So, yeah. Keep a lookout. But this is getting long, and Fred's mad enough, so we'll see what happens next time.